Hi there. Today's tutorial is going to walk you through how to create a video screencasting for your students and how to link it directly to Edmodo for them to view at home or in class. There's three main reasons why I use ShowMe as my screencasting app of choice instead of something like EduCreations or Explain Everything. Number one, it's free. Number two, it's easy to navigate and learn, and the interface is really simple. There's not a lot of buttons, there's not a learning curve that's going to be involved. And number three, it has a really easy and simple upload to Edmodo, and it's almost instant. I can upload my videos by the time my students leave my room, and with other screencasting apps, I didn't find that. After downloading ShowMe from the iTunes store, you're going to go ahead and create a free account. After creating that account, you're going to have different options that pop up for you, the first one being Explore. I highly recommend getting into this and really exploring what's out there. This button is going to allow you to explore other teachers' videos that have already been created and shared with you. You can go in and you can actually search grade 5 math, adding fractions. You can search science topics, butterfly life cycle. And what you'll do is you'll be able to have access to other teachers' tutorials and you can view them. And if it's something that you like, you'll actually have the option to like that video and it'll be saved. And you can actually follow that teacher. If you find a teacher that really creates phenomenal videos and you kind of want to see all the videos that he or she's created, you have the option to just follow that teacher. And whenever they create videos, they'll pop up for you. If you would rather create your own tutorials, you're going to go ahead and push this create button, or you're going to hit this create button. And now you're ready to begin. This is the screen you're going to see when you push that create button and start your brand new tutorial. This first feature is your record and pause button. You can actually set up your whole screencasting with pictures and images and all of your writing before you actually hit that record button. You can hit that record button, you can pause it at any time, and it'll re-record once you hit that button again. These buttons right here are just your color options, and anytime you touch on them with your finger or with a stylus, it's going to change the color that appears on the screen. This feature allows you to get to the next blank screen if you need more screens for your tutorial. The one thing to keep in mind is that you only have 10 slides. These two features right here are both going to be your erase features. You can actually just erase what you did, or you can erase drawings that you've put on there. This last one is probably my favorite feature. It's an add image feature. If you want to create a tutorial that already has steps of a process, already has practice problems on it, you can actually add images from an internet search. You can directly clip them in by doing a Google search, or you can actually take a picture of something that you have, whether it be a worksheet or an app that you have, screenshot it, save it to your camera roll, and you'll have the option to import it directly to your screen. This insert image button can be such a time saver for you, so I do want to point out exactly what it looks like. When you press it, you're going to have three options: choose a photo, take a photo, or search an image on the web. If I enter add fractions, which you'll see, into my search menu, you're going to see all the different options that popped up. Can definitely be a time saver. I might start here and kind of choose a problem that I can use in my tutorial to walk my students through rather than me recreating the wheel from scratch. And when I select it, when I double click it, it automatically pops up into my blank canvas, which is great because now I can just use the features here and tap on my color choices to annotate what's already there. I didn't have to write all this out, it was already there. Now I might simply just walk my students through, okay boys and girls, remember I need to have common denominators, 15 and 5. Let's think about what common denominator I can have for both of those. And we would talk about, okay, well let's take a look. They chose 15 as a common denominator, and I might use some empty white space and say, okay, boys and girls, how would I change 3/5 to a denominator with 15ths? And I might walk them through the steps, and I'm just using my finger to kind of write. Don't forget, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top, Okay, so my new numerator is going to be 9. So I have 2/15 and I have 9/15 that I need to go ahead and I have to add them together. And I might annotate the screen, something like that, using my voice to kind of help. Here's another Google search that I clipped right into my tutorial. Instead of me having to write out the processes if I'm making a tutorial on adding fractions, I might use something like this as one of my first screens so they have the steps in front of them. Again, a huge time saver. It's definitely worth checking out that search button. And with this, I will just use my color palette to kind of switch and say, okay, we need common denominators for 2 and for 3. Let's go ahead and take this first fraction. They took 1/2 in step 2, and what they did was they made a common denominator of 6, since that can be a common denominator of 2 and 3. So let's go ahead and follow along what they did. How did they go from 1/2 to 3/6? Well, they multiplied the denominator by 3, and you can see that here, and they did the same thing to the top. That was our rule. And then I might switch the color, and I might say, okay, well, let's look at 1/3 now. Okay, let's take a look. They also have a denominator of 6. This time they multiplied it by 2 on the bottom, so you can see that they multiplied it by 2 on top. And I might walk them through the steps, again, just annotating with my color options instead of having to recreate the wheel. I also wanted to show you that you can actually insert images and insert photos right from your camera roll. This was from an app called Go Math, and I just screenshotted an example because I wanted to do this example as a tutorial for them to watch at home. Their homework was similar to this. Why not actually use something that they're going to need and just record it? So I walked my students through this problem the last 5 minutes of class, but I just recorded it on ShowMe. And I just used my color options again to kind of manipulate and set up the problem for them, reminding them, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? And I would just annotate the screen using my finger and that color palette. When you think you're satisfied with your ShowMe and you're ready to save, you're going to hit the Save ShowMe button located in the left-hand corner. And after hitting it, it's going to take you to the next step. You're going to see that I have 3 different images set up on this next slide. The reason that I did that is because these 3 next pieces go together one after another. So after you hit that Save ShowMe button that we just did, you're going to be prompted to this next slide. And your tutorial is automatically going to start playing back, which I hate, so I don't even listen to myself, and I just go ahead and tap that blue Save button. And once I do that, it prompts me to this screen where I have to title my ShowMe, and when you're done, you're just going to hit Next. You'll then be prompted to this screen where you have to select some topics to kind of tag your video. That way, if other people are searching for math videos, they can do that. If they're searching for fractions, you can tag it as fractions as well. When you're done choosing all of the topics that really fit your tutorial, you're going to hit Done Adding Topics. And you're going to be ready to move on to the next phase. After your video is saved, it's going to pop up into your video library. And let's go ahead and say that this is the tutorial we just created. Once you double click it, it's automatically going to open. And it's going to open and become full screen. And again, it's going to start playing. Now, what you need is the button in the left-hand corner. You need this button right here, and what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to email it, and it's going to allow you to begin the process of uploading it to something like Edmodo. So after hitting that button in the left-hand corner, you're going to be prompted with 4 choices, and the choice that I always select is I select Open in Safari. Reason being is I need a URL for my video that I can share out. I don't want to email it to a list of students. I just want to copy and paste that URL into Edmodo. Once you double click on it, it's going to automatically open up this screen for you, which is great because you want the URL right here. And all you're going to do is you're going to double tap it and it's going to prompt you, do you want to copy this? And you're going to click the copy button. And what that means is that this URL for your unique tutorial you just created is now saved. Now that your URL is saved, you can actually do something with it. And it's an instant upload to Edmodo, which I think is the easiest way to share out that video. So what you're going to do is you're just going to open up your Edmodo account. And when I open up my Edmodo account, this is what I see. I see all of my groups and all of my choices, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on my math class since that's who I want to share it with. And after I share it with after I select my math class, this is the next screen that I see. This is what pops up, and now I'm ready to kind of link my video to my math class. The first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to have to add something to your class. So you're going to hit the plus sign in the right-hand corner. After hitting the plus sign, you're going to be prompted with, what do you want to add? Do you want to add a note, an alert, a poll, or an assignment? And in this case, we just want to paste in our URL, and that's going to be considered a note. So it's going to prompt you to the next screen that you see, which is right here, and you're ready to add a note. You have to kind of write something to your class in the message box, which is right here. So I did. And then what you're going to do is now you're ready to attach, which you'll see right here. And after you hit that attach button, these are the different things that are going to pop up for you. And what you're going to select is you're going to attach from a URL, since that's what we have. It's copied. We've already copied it. We just need to paste it in. So I'm going to go ahead and select URL, and it's going to prompt me to my next screen, which is right here. And I'm actually just going to double tap. So I'm going to double tap right there, and I'm going to get the option of pasting. So I'm going to select paste, and my URL that we copied when we were in when we had opened up that ShowMe is going to pop up right there when I hit paste. And when I click on this title bar right here, what's going to happen is the title of whatever I gave my ShowMe is automatically going to pop up for me. I don't have to rewrite it. Just by tapping, it's automatically going to become an autofill. After you have your URL pasted and your title kind of pops up for you, you're going to hit the load button, which is right here, and it's going to prompt you to the next screen. This next screen right here is what pops up, and it's kind of giving you a preview of what you just attached. If you're ready to go and that's exactly what you wanted to attach, you're going to go ahead and click attach, which is right there. And after doing that, you'll be prompted to the next screen right below. And all you're going to have to do if you're satisfied is hit this send button, and you're done. Why even bother creating these tutorials for your class? Well, number one for absences. When you have students that are absent, it's a great way to kind of give them insight of what happened in class and kind of get a review or a sampling of the lesson that was taught. Number two, it's going to be a reinforcement and confidence builder for a lot of your students. If they just need that extra, oh my gosh, what was that we did in class? I don't really remember the steps in simplifying fractions. They have a resource and a tool that they could use, and it's you speaking to them, or maybe it's another student that created the tutorial speaking to them. What a great way to build community and team leadership within your own classroom. It's also going to help boost that confidence. Maybe you have a student that kind of struggles in math or science or whatever subject it is. It's going to give them a place to look for help, and they're going to want to view these videos to kind of help them out a little bit. And number three, it serves as great test prep purposes. They have a tutorial that they can watch the night before a test, 2 nights before a test, and kind of hear you reviewing the different concepts. Think about your audio learners who need to kind of hear you. This is a perfect way for them to hear you or other classmates kind of reviewing what they need for the test. So these are all the different features of ShowMe, how to get your video to Edmodo. And keep in mind that all the videos that I've created happen in my classroom the last 5 minutes of class and are uploaded to Edmodo before my students switch classes. So it's easy, it's fun, and I definitely think that it makes a difference for students. I hope you try it out. So thanks again for watching, and I hope this video made you feel less overwhelmed and more, I can do this.